The NFL draft is getting closer, and a college football player will hear Commissioner Roger Goodell fulfill their dreams of making it to the NFL. Although there are not many quarterbacks to choose from in this year's draft class, there are plenty of other talented positions to choose from on the defensive side, like edge and safety. And at the same time, there are plenty of talented wide receivers to choose from on the offensive side. These 10 soon-to-be former college players should receive significant playing time during their rookie seasons and make positive impacts on their respective teams that draft them. So even if some of these guys aren't drafted in the first round, they will find significant playing time during the regular season. Today, we're going to break down how these 10 collegiate players will make a positive impact on the field for the 2026 season and why we should pay attention to them as soon as the new regular season kicks off. So, without further ado, here are 10 college players who will likely make a huge impact in 2026 as NFL rookies. Fernando Mendoza, quarterback. Mendoza is very likely going to be the first player drafted in the 2026 NFL Draft to the quarterback-needy Las Vegas Raiders. Mendoza completed 273 passes for 3,535 yards, scored 41 touchdowns against 6 interceptions, rushed for 276 yards on 90 carries, and scored 7 rushing touchdowns, including 1 in the 2026 College Football National Championship game for the Indiana Hoosiers. Mendoza brings accurate passing, high football IQ, elite poise under pressure, and a pro-level skill set to the team for the upcoming season. Mendoza also has a loose arm, a good frame, decent and improving pocket mobility, and a knack for keeping the ball away from defenders. The Raiders have also been loading up the offense with prime veterans like Tyler Linderbaum, Jalen Naylor, and Derek Young for Mendoza to work with. Plus, I mean, come on, the Silver and Black already have Brock Bowers and Ashton Jeanty on offense ready to go. Mendoza should develop very nicely under head coach Clint Kubiak and defensive coordinator Andrew Janako's system for the 2026 season. And oh boy, we cannot wait to see what Mendoza does under center for the Silver and Black in this upcoming season. Dylan Theamman, safety. Theamman is a hard-hitting safety from Oregon who will likely get drafted between the 10th and 20th picks of the 2026 NFL Draft. He had 96 tackles, a sack, 2 interceptions, and 5 pass deflections during his time with the Ducks. Theamman brings a combination of athleticism, versatility, and instincts that make him a strong defender in any NFL team's secondary. He's very quick to process what happens in front of him, constantly puts himself in a position to make strong plays, and has game-changing speed. Plus, the guy looks sharp at the combine. He ran a 4.35 second 40-yard dash, jumped 41 inches in the vertical jump, jumped 10 feet and 5 inches in the broad jump, completed 18 reps in the bench press, and 1.52 seconds in the 10-yard split. Safety-needy teams like the Dallas Cowboys, Chicago Bears, or Los Angeles Chargers should keep their eyes on Theamman, as he'll fit right into their respective schemes for the 2026 regular season. This man's gonna do wonders on any NFL defense for the upcoming 2026 season. And you know, he is definitely going to cause some nightmares for opposing wide receivers. Maikel Lemon, wide receiver. Lemon brings incredible speed, athleticism, and catching abilities to his game and would fit in quite nicely as a number 2 wide receiver in an NFL team's rebuilding offense. Lemon caught 79 receptions for 1,156 yards, scored 11 receiving touchdowns, rushed for 4 yards on 9 carries, and scored 2 rushing touchdowns in his breakout junior season with the USC Trojans. Lemon has a 90.8 grade from Pro Football Focus, and he's likely going to be a top 5 or top 10 pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Lemon is the kind of guy who will contribute right away if he's in the correct offensive system that will utilize his skill sets to an appropriate degree. Lemon can create speed and separation along with having an awareness of the space around him, able to make sneaky good plays in tight windows. So pair Lemon up with someone like Garrett Wilson on the New York Jets or Zay Flowers on the Baltimore Ravens, and he should give either of those teams a productive and trustworthy slot receiver to throw the ball to. A wide receiver needy team like the Miami Dolphins or New England Patriots would benefit from drafting Lemon, you know, depending on what happens on draft night. Either way, his impact on an NFL team's offense will be very exciting and very entertaining to watch when the season finally kicks off. Ruben Bean Jr., edge. Bean Jr. helped lead the Miami Hurricanes to the College Football National Championship, just falling short to Indiana, and is one of the best at the position heading into this upcoming draft. The Miami native gives teams a guy who powers through contact, the ability to collapse the pocket, and excellent backfield penetration. Bean Jr. may have dealt with an injury in his sophomore season, but his junior season is where he really shone. as he had 54 tackles, 9.5 sacks, a forced fumble, a pass deflection, and an interception returned for 12 yards. Bean Jr. offers a rare combination of elite power and day one level readiness that'll make him a mainstay on whatever NFL team drafts him. In the right defensive scheme, Bean Jr. will likely cause havoc against opposing offenses and pressure the quarterback with ease in the upcoming season. Bean Jr. also delivers toughness and competitiveness for teams needing a rookie edge rusher. You know, maybe teams like Kansas City, or the New Orleans Saints, New York Jets, maybe the Washington Commanders even. Defensive-minded head coaches and defensive coordinators will be very satisfied coaching Bean Jr. to become an elite edge rusher. And we really are looking forward to seeing this guy develop in 2026. Caleb Downs, safety. Downs enters the 2026 NFL Draft fresh off a strong season from the Ohio State Buckeyes, who had the #1 defense in all of college football in 2025. Downs had 68 tackles, a sack, 2 forced fumbles, 2 pass deflections, and 2 interceptions during his final season with the Buckeyes. He had arguably been the best safety in college football. And he's going to bring a high football IQ, diverse skill set, the ability to create havoc on the line of scrimmage, and the processing power to scan an offense with ease. Plus, he's going to be able to mirror any opposing wide receiver in man coverage. Although Downs suffered a torn meniscus in the 2026 Combine, Downs is still projected to be a top 10 pick in the draft. Teams like the New Orleans Saints, New York Giants, and Cincinnati Bengals would truly appreciate having a safety like Downs in their respective secondaries. Depending on who drafts him, Downs should be ready to go by draft day, and he should make an immediate impact wherever he lands in 2026. Jeremiah Love, running back. Love's coming off 2 productive seasons at Notre Dame that saw him rush for over 1,000 yards in both those seasons. Love earned a 93.1 grade from PFF for his junior year in the 2025 college football season as one of the best running backs in the country. He's going to provide NFL teams some great ball security. The man is versatile on third downs and is an elite home run threat when he finds that hole to punch through. Love can absolutely modernize an NFL team's offense right from the get-go. He possesses elusive speed, ball security, and fresh legs. So teams like the New York Giants, Tennessee Titans, and Washington Commanders would really benefit from having a guy like Love on their roster, as they each have a veteran running back for Love to learn from, depending on what happens on draft night. If surrounded by a strong offensive line, Love can make explosive plays and gain massive yardage on the ground during the 2026 regular season. Love also has a high football IQ, is an explosive north-south runner, and is incredibly durable, making him a must for rosters looking for their new superstar running back to dominate in the backfield. Carnell Tate, wide receiver. Tate is projected to be a top 10 or top 15 pick in the upcoming 2026 NFL Draft and gets more intriguing by the day. Tate caught 48 receptions for 875 yards, scored 9 touchdowns, and rushed for 16 yards on 2 carries with the Ohio State Buckeyes in the 2025 season. Tate may not have had the flashiest of numbers, but he will be a great safety blanket for teams looking for a number 2 wide receiver for the 2026 season. Tate has elite hands, is reliable, is great in the red zone, is unselfish, which is actually a trait not really found in many wideouts, and is a vertical threat in the passing attack. Teams would greatly benefit from Tate's production, including the Cleveland Browns, New Orleans Saints, and New York Giants, depending on where Tate ends up. Tate is pro-ready with his route running, comes from a university that's nicknamed Wide Receiver U, and can be a good blocker when need be. David Bailey, edge. Bailey is projected to be a top 10 pick in the upcoming 2026 NFL Draft, thanks to all he accomplished during his time at Texas Tech. Bailey played in all 12 games for the Red Raiders, had 38 tackles, 16 tackles for losses, had 12.5 sacks, a pass deflection, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery in 2025. Bailey's unique speed and performance have been compared to those of Micah Parsons and Chop Robinson, who currently produce at a high level in the league, which is pretty good reason to believe why he'll be a day 1 pick in the 2026 draft. Bailey would make a great fit in defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo's defense, as the Chiefs struggled in 2025, and his backfield disruption, pass rushing production, and versatility in schemes would cause nightmares for opposing offenses. Bailey has an outstanding first step to his game. He's explosive off the snap, he beats blockers before they get into a stance, he keeps fighting once he's engaged with blockers, and he takes great angles against opposing runners. Other teams who would love to draft Bailey include the New York Jets, the Commanders, and the Tennessee Titans, who each have defensive-minded coaches who would greatly enjoy Bailey's production. Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver. Cooper Jr. helped the Hoosiers win it all in the 2025 season as he caught 69 passes for 937 yards, scored 13 receiving touchdowns, rushed for 74 yards on 3 carries, and scored a rushing touchdown. Cooper Jr. has an 87.4 grade from Pro Football Focus, and he will bring tremendous talent to any NFL roster that drafts him. He's currently projected to be a day 2 pick, but man, he is very versatile, a highly effective playmaker, and incredibly reliable in red zone coverage and third downs. Cooper Jr. would likely flourish with a team like the San Francisco 49ers, Cleveland Browns, New England Patriots, or Buffalo Bills. He's also a physical playmaker, a competitive blocker, and has been compared to guys like Deebo Samuel. So regardless of which team actually drafts Cooper Jr., we cannot wait to see what he will do with his game in the upcoming 2026 regular season. Olayivabenga Yuan, offensive guard. Yuan is a standout guard from Penn State who earned an 80.0 grade from Pro Football Focus for his production on the field. Yuan is projected to be a late first round to early third round pick, but he'll make a huge impact as an immediate starter wherever he lands. Yuan allowed 4 pressures in pass protection, 0 sacks against pass rushers, and 0 hits against pass rushers in his final season at Penn State, making him a must for teams to draft in the first round. Yuan is the kind of guard that NFL teams want, as teams like the Baltimore Ravens, Chargers, New York Giants, and Las Vegas Raiders will all want his services. He is a beast of a blocker, pulverizing opposing defenders, absorbing the power rushes, and bringing youth and quickness to his game. Yuan will flourish on a rebuilding or nearly finished offense in the 2026 season, depending on who drafts him, and we really look forward to seeing him protecting the league's best quarterbacks when the season kicks off. But hey, which college football player do you think will flourish and make a huge impact as a rookie in the 2026 season? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is the first time you're coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.